Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Tanealia and this is Beauty. In this video, we're going to be doing another try new makeup from Five Below. I've already done one video. I will drop a card up here somewhere so you guys can check that out if you want. But I was at Five Below this weekend with my family and I happened to notice that Smoke and Mirrors is actually a pretty decent brand. You know, to be $5 and less, it's pretty good quality. But I noticed that they had some clean beauty vegan palettes. I decided to go ahead and grab them and check them out. I was very intrigued, very interested in this. This one is the eyeshadow palette. It's called the Obsession palette. There's 18 shades in this palette, 100% vegan. It is phthalate free, paraben free, recycled paper, cruelty free, and vegan. The packaging on both of these, the cardboard and the paper that it's wrapped in, all of this is recycled paper. So this whole palette, except for the parts that are plastic or cruelty free. So all of this is, cruelty free, it's all recycled paper. There was a plastic sheet over the top of it. Obviously that part's not recycled, but everything else is recycled and vegan, which I thought was absolutely amazing. But the packaging on this is just really pretty. I just love how clean and soft and natural this looks. And the shades are really pretty too. This is what the color story looks like. I'm interested in these shades right here. I am going to do some swatches just because I want to see what they look like. I think these three are shimmers. I'm not sure. These definitely look like they're glitters. That's the eyeshadow palette. And then there's also a face palette. This one is called the Clean Beauty Glow palette. Also phthalate free, paraben free, recycled paper, cruelty free, 100% vegan, bake, highlight, illuminize. This one is just called the Clean Beauty Glow palette. So freaking cute. All of these shades, you can see their little hearts. It says cruelty free, vegan. I love the little leaf here. This one is kind of a pinky bronzy shade. This one looks gold. This one looks like it's silver. And then you have this really pretty pinky shade. It has a little cruelty free bunny embossed in it. Definitely going to do some swatches of these because I'm curious to see what the finish this is. There was not like a blush palette, so I might take a shade from the eyeshadow palette to use as blush and then possibly this one as a blush topper. We will have to see whenever we get to that part and do the swatches. They did have a lip gloss set that was also part of this Clean Beauty vegan line. I didn't get those. You guys know I don't use lip glosses. I consider getting them for my daughter, but the girl has like 50 lip glosses, balms, lip oils. She does not need any more. What I did grab was this 5-piece matte liquid lipstick collection. This packaging is like really cute. I've used liquid lipsticks from Five Below before and they weren't that great, but I've not used ones from Smoke and Mirrors. They did not have a Clean Beauty set of the liquid lipsticks, so I just went ahead and grabbed these. But let's go ahead and dive in. So we can go ahead and get started. As you can see, I do not have on foundation. I've done my primer. I am using the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. I thought I would go ahead and do my foundation on camera. I'm going to use this BB cream. This one is in the tan to dark shades. You can see this one is from Smoke and Mirrors. This is a fantastic, phenomenal face product. I only paid $3 for this. I got this like early last year. I have not seen it at Five Below in a while, but like I said, it was $3. It's lightweight, yet it gives me really nice coverage and it looks like skin and it lasts all day. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some on my little e.l.f. Total Face Sponge here and then apply that all over my face so you guys can see what it looks like. But this is absolutely one of my favorite face products I have in my entire collection. I think this one only comes in like 3 or 4 shades. That's like the only downside to it. But the actual shade range, because of the fact that it is a BB cream and it's lightweight enough that you can probably, that the one shade will probably work for multiple skin tones. So the fact that there's only a handful of shades is not bad, but they could definitely use a few more. See? I've just used just a little bit and you can already see there's a decent amount of coverage. I am going to go ahead and add just a little bit more. So how are you guys doing where you're at? As you guys know, I live in Memphis, Tennessee. We were on a conserve water alert, but the water pressure is pretty much back to normal. We have been on a boil water warning since like last Thursday. Today is Tuesday that I'm filming this. It's Tuesday, February 23rd that I'm filming this. This video is probably not going to go up to like sometime next week, so you're seeing this in the future. But currently, we are on a boil water warning. The main reason is the MLGW has to wait for the pressure to normalize before they can actually test the water. For all we know, the water is fine, but they can't test it just yet. So we're going to be on that boil water warning for a few more days anyway. I'm going to go ahead and throw my concealer on. This one is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh. I do not have a concealer that I picked up from Five Below, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. But yeah, they said that they would let us know sometime in the next couple of days if we will no longer have to boil the water. My family personally, we did pretty well. We never went without running water. We always had heat, we always had electricity, but there were a lot of families, especially in the downtown area, that didn't have heat. The electricity went out, so it's been pretty hard. Same thing in Texas. I know there things have been extremely rough, and if any of you guys are from Texas, I hope that you got through everything okay. I hope that everything worked out. I just hope you're able to make it through the entire crazy situation in one piece. All right, foundation and concealer is done, but as you can see, it looks so nice and so natural. Like, it looks like skin. I don't even look like I'm wearing foundation or anything on my face. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows and my powder off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll do the eyeshadow. I'm going to throw on my Juvia's Place loose setting powder. This one is in Sahara, and I'm going to do my end-all be-all, of course, AOA Slim Brow Pencil. When I come back, we will dive into this eyeshadow palette. Powder and brows are done. Let's go ahead and dive into this eyeshadow palette. We're going to start off with some swatches. I definitely want to swatch these three that have kind of that paint splatter effect going on. They just look so pretty. Oh wow, first of all, that feels like silk. Definitely kind of metallic-y shimmer shades. Wow, those are looking really nice. Let's see what they look like swatched. So that is what they look like swatched. It's kind of hard to see them on camera, but as you can see on the fingers, they look really, really nice, especially this gold one right here. I have a feeling that on the eyelids, they're going to be very wet and glossy looking. We will have to see. I'm probably definitely going to use one of those shades in my eye look. One more shimmer shades in here that I want to swatch. I'm going to swatch this one and this one, and then we'll get started with our eye look. These shadows feel really, really nice, but like I said, Smoke and Mirrors does have a really good formula, and for this to be a clean beauty formula, it's really, really nice and creamy. All right, that's what the swatches look like. Once again, kind of hard to see. This one right here looks really, really pretty. This one I think would be really nice as an inner corner highlight. Now let's put together an eye look. There are shade names in the palette, but they are so lightly written that they're hard to read. I know I definitely want to do kind of a mauvey plummy look. I wish this one was a matte. It's like the deepest plummy shade in here, but I'm pretty sure that's a shimmer. Yeah. That's a shimmer. All right, let's go ahead and start off with this shade right here, which is called Bubbly, and I'm going to kind of lay that down on my lid as my transition shade, and then we will go from there. Nice little pigment. There is a little bit of powder kick up in the pan, but not much. Let's go ahead and start laying the shade down. Okay, that's really pretty. Very soft. I like the way that it's blending. It's pigmented, but not too pigmented. Looks like you can build up on it really, really nicely. But yeah, last week was definitely a crazy week. I did not work at all last week. Obviously, there's no way I'm driving, doing any kind of ride sharing in the snow. Definitely not worth taking that risk. My husband was also home all week. You know, he's a truck driver. He got in last Saturday, and then all the snows came in. So basically, he just ended up staying home for the whole week. It's funny because I hadn't worked in like over a week, so I kind of felt like I was out of practice. But it's nice to be back at work. That's a really pretty shade. I am really liking that one. Now I'm going to dive into Unspoken. I'm going to put that in the crease, and then I'm going to take Keeper, which is this mauvey plummy brown shade here, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner. Lay that right there. That's a pretty shade. It's got kind of a rich plum purpley, look, maybe a little bit of a gray undertone to it. That is pretty. I barely put any down, and do you see that? Wow, that's pretty. I like barely blended anything, and it just kind of blended into itself. That is a gorgeous shade. That is beautiful. So far, I have to say I am impressed with this palette. I've used makeup eyeshadow palettes from Five Below before. If you watch that full face of Five Below video that I did before, yeah, there were definitely some misses in that one. I think it was called Beauty Concepts. It was like this neon eyeshadow palette. Those are some of the powdery, chalkiest, non-pigmented shadows I have ever used. But this, like I said, the Smoke and Mirrors brand in general is usually a pretty good formula. Right. Taking the same brush, we're going to dive into Keeper and I'm just going to use that to just kind of help deepen this area just a little more. That is stunning. Wow, that is pretty. I am hardly having to put any effort into these shadows at all. They are just blending so nicely. Now I'm going to take a flat shaded brush and we are going to throw on one of these shimmer shades. I definitely want to try one of the kind of paint splatter shades. I think I'm going to take Shy and put that all over my lid. I might have to spray that. So I have my little Bolero spray here just in case. I'm going to try applying it without wetting my brush first just to see what the finish looks like, but I might have to wet it for a little bit more impact. Okay, that's what it looks like, not wet. It's pretty. There's a little bit of shine to it, but I'm going to see if wetting the brush gives it a little bit more of an impact. I got it loaded onto my brush. I'm going to take my Bolero spray here, give it a couple of spritzes, and now let's see. Definitely a little bit more shine. Definitely a little bit more impact. It's still not super shiny, but it's a very pretty, natural, everyday type of a shimmer. I'm going to go ahead and take Happening, which is the lighter shade, and layer that up on top of the Shy shade. I just want to see if it adds a little bit more brightness to it. Okay, there we go. A little bit more shine, a little bit more glossiness with that shade. Very, very pretty. Now I'm going to go into Sweetheart, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. Very pretty, icy shade. Just to add a little pop of something on the lower lash line, I'm going to take Vibes, which is this coppery, bronzy gold, and I'm going to lay that down along my lower lash line. This one is a shimmery metallic shade, so it's going to add just a little bit of shine down there. I'm using the angle side of my double-sided BH Cosmetics brush to lay down this shade. I'm going to go off camera, throw on my liner and my lashes, and then we'll come back and we'll play around with the face palette and the matte liquid lipsticks. Liner and lashes are done. I line my eyes with this Kiko Milano Wonder Woman Wonder Look eyeliner. Very, very pretty. And for my lower waterline, I'm using the Colourpop gel liner in Exit. This one is white. I just kind of wanted to brighten things up, wake up my eyes. And my lashes are the Ioni Wispy Natural Light. These are just really pretty natural lashes. I didn't want anything too heavy or too full to go with this very clean beauty look that I put together. Now let's go on ahead and dive into this glow palette. I'm very excited about this. Like I said, there are 4 shades. I'm going to go ahead and give these a quick swatch so we can decide which shades we are going to use. That's what they look like on my finger. Very, very pretty, very colorful. That's what the swatches look like. Very shiny, just a little bit glittery, but they felt very smooth in the pan. I think this is the one that I'm going to try today. I thought about using this one as a blush topper, but I think it's a little bit too shiny for that. Maybe I will try that in another look in the future. We will have to see. But first, let's throw on some blush. Like I said, I did not see a blush palette in this collection. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this shade right here, which is called Bubbly, in the eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to try to use that as a blush. It's a very pretty, soft, mauve shade. I think it should work okay as a blush. Yeah, that's pretty. That actually works really, really nice. That is gorgeous. That was definitely a good choice. Now let's dive into this highlight shade. That's pretty. It's slightly glittery, just very, very slight, like it has some tiny micro glitters in there, but it's really smooth and it looks really pretty on the cheeks. This is a really pretty shade too. Now let's dive into these matte liquid lipsticks. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out of the box so that we can see what the shades look like. And I'm going to swatch them real quick so I can see which one will go well with this look. So I took a look at the information on the back of the liquid lipstick box, and these are cruelty-free and vegan. It says that they are phthalate-free, gluten-free, paraben-free, they're cruelty-free, and they're vegan. So that's awesome. Even though it wasn't part of the actual clean beauty line, they are cruelty-free and they are vegan. So that's really nice. So this is what the packaging looks like out of the box. This is really nice. It actually has some pretty decent weight to it. Are there shade names? There are no shade names. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch these because I want to see what they look like. Oh, they have a really nice, clean fragrance to them. Okay, so that one is kind of a burgundy red. Very pretty. This one looks like it might be a nude. Yep, very pretty peachy corally nude shade there. This one looks like it might be kind of a pinky, maybe berry toned nude shade. So that's what that shade looks like swatch. So far, these are really nice. They feel really creamy. I'm interested in seeing how well they dry down because the claims on the box are that they dry down, they're matte, and they do not smudge, and they're also transfer resistant. This one looks like a really deep, rich kind of a brownie plum shade. So that's that one. Oh, that's really pretty. These shades are really gorgeous too. This one looks like it's a mauvey purpley pink, and that's that one. That's all 5 of them swatched. All of these shades are really, really pretty. Now to pick one for this look, I think I'm going to go with the middle one. That was this one, and that's the one that I'm going to throw on my lips. I'm going to line my lips first, and then we'll throw this on. All right, and let's go ahead and apply this color. All right, it's opaque. It's a really pretty shade. It actually feels very comfortable. Dipping into it a second time just to kind of help fill in the top. That is really, really pretty. All right, I'm gonna let this dry down, see how long that takes, and then we'll do a kiss test. I'm also going to see how well the ones on my hand dry down. We'll come back, we'll test that out, and then we'll do our final thoughts on everything that I used today. So let's go ahead and give this liquid lipstick the kiss test. Here we go. All right, guys, completely transfer resistant. There is no transfer whatsoever. These are the shades I let dry on my hand. You see that? Very little transfer. What transferred here is just the part where it was not completely dry. Everything else that is dry, as you can see, did not transfer. This is nice. This is impressive. I'm definitely looking forward to doing like an all-day wear test to see how well this works through eating and drinking and all that jazz. But I'm going to pull you guys out. And we're going to do our final thoughts. Now for our final thoughts. You guys, I loved this collection. The eyeshadow palette. These shades were so creamy and smooth. They blended without any effort. They look so beautiful. The shades and the tones are just so gorgeous. These 3 shades right here, they're not as shiny and glossy as I would have liked, but they're still pretty. This palette is just going to be gorgeous for like an everyday palette. It's going to be beautiful in the springtime. I'm definitely going to be pulling this out some more. The only shades that I just wasn't too fond of were the pressed glitters. I would have preferred those to be mattes rather than the pressed glitters. But other than that, it is a beautiful, gorgeous palette for $5. Oh my God. The highlight palette, beautiful as well. I loved the little pinky bronzy tone here that I used. So beautiful. Just because I wanted to see what it would look like, I went on ahead and I took the pink highlight and I blended it in over my blush. And as you can see, it just transformed it into this gorgeous, glossy, luminescent pinky blush. It looks so pretty. I'm absolutely loving the way that came out. And the liquid lipsticks, you guys, this formula is so nice. Now, I have not done an all-day wear test yet, but just from the initial trying it on, it feels so comfortable. It does not feel dry. I don't feel like my lips are cracking or anything. It definitely was transfer resistant. I'm going to give these an all-day wear test, and then I'm going to put a note down in the comments somewhere and let you know what the wear time was like, how well it wore through eating and drinking. But as a whole, guys, I thought this collection was so nice. For $5, like I said, it is a beautiful, gorgeous collection. Formulas were really nice. Cruelty-free vegan makeup for $5. Like, I paid $15 for all 3 of these pieces in this collection. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely beautiful. If you see these in Five Below, I recommend getting them. You will not be disappointed. I have no complaints whatsoever. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you could subscribe and join my little family. And if you'd like to be notified of any videos that may be coming up in the future, just be sure to tap the notification bell down below. You'll be notified each and every time. I am so excited. I hit 1,000 subscribers, so now I have unlocked the community tab, which means I have a better way of communicating with you guys. I'm so excited about that. I feel like finally growing and making progress here on my channel. Be sure to follow me on Instagram as well as my TikTok. I just started the TikTok account a couple weeks ago. Be safe, guys. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.